One of the most beautiful cities in the world, San Diego, California, and Snapdragon Stadium. EA Sports College Football ready to roll in Week 3. It's the James Madison Dukes and the San Diego State Aztecs. Along with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis. Holly Rowe, some interesting storylines setting up in this one.
James Madison is considered one of the best group of 6 schools. They have been consistently in the conversation for the college football playoff and high-level winners. Now, they have a new head coach in Billy Napier. And while Napier didn't exactly get things turned around at Florida, there were many contributing factors. The players I spoke to always said Coach Napier is a good coach. We'll see if he's able to be consistent and keep that winning tradition alive at James Madison. Guys, back to you.
Holly, thank you. This ought to be a tremendous matchup. Fielded in the end zone. It's low. And the ball's free, deep in his own territory. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
You just can't have that happen if you're on the return team. You know if you lose the football now, you're giving the other offense the ball back deep in your own end. Simply can't happen.
Wrestled to the ground, but he's inside the 10 and down to the 9. operating in the red zone here on second down. Back to pass. Into the end zone. Touchdown, James Madison. Quick strike through the air for the score. What a grab and what a quick strike for that offense.
And when I'm an offensive coordinator and I see a short field, I'm thinking attack, attack, attack. Go get that touchdown. Take advantage of what the defense gave you. Great job by the offensive coordinator.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And the PAT makes it 7-0. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone. Coming out with it, it's Grove. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. Running inside, it's Sutton. They didn't get a push at all on that one. It'll be no gain on the play.
If you're going to stop the run game, you better be physical up front on the defensive line. They've got some maulers. They've got some dudes with bad intentions. Nice play there.
Finds his man. It's Sheffield. Chain gang on the move. It'll be a first down at the 29.
The biggest rule change for me, if I could make one in all of college football, would be illegal man downfield. And when they run these RPO plays and those linemen start to creep further and further down the field, I would love for the refs to call those more often. It's a cheating play, basically, running these RPOs. So hard to stop. Nice execution by the offense, but probably cheating too.
And he left that one short, tried to baby it in there. He's got to turn it loose.
And you've seen this formula work at all levels of football. You pressure the quarterback, his numbers start to drop. He's not as efficient. Nice job by the defense.
Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Looking down the middle. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
My job is to make sure that ball comes loose. And I got to go through that guy, use my shoulder pad, drive my feet, really, really be physical. Because if he bobbles it at all, or as soon as his hand gets to the ball, you can tell the difference when that body jerks forward and that ball starts to come loose and pop out.
Here's a heat. Goes high to pull it in. Now with a great opportunity as they pick up the first down. They've got it at the 40. The Aztecs are marching down the field. Looking to throw on first down. He'll pull it down.
This is a defense that's going to be aggressive, and they're not going to just sit back and rush four guys on that play. They are going to send the blitz. You're getting smaller, faster guys fighting fire with fire. You know this quarterback is athletic? Well, we've got fast guys, too, and that time, that was a...
Throws toward the end zone. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
DB does an outstanding job here on the deep pass, locating the football. No PI, able to swat it away, pass incomplete.
Escapes the pressure to his right. Makes the grab on the left. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. Man, you have to do everything in your power not to let your momentum carry you out of bounds short of the first down marker.
And I would argue, too, maybe you run your route a little bit deeper. You got to understand where the first down marker is and where I got to get to. But, yeah, I'm not running out of bounds.
Converts on fourth down. Still going. Slips a tackle, and he's got room. Touchdown, Aztecs. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with a touchdown.
Extra point here will tie the game. And he makes the extra point. From inside the 10, here he comes. Tackled and brought down at the 16-yard line after the return. James Madison sends the offense back onto the field. They had to stand by and watch that scoring march, and now it's up to them to find a way to answer it. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball.
It's hard to run on a defense that comes off the ball like that and runs to the football like that. Good luck. No holes anywhere.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. He's got it again. Not a lot of room there. Give him a couple to the 16.
And what a great job by the defense here. First down, second down, 2 straight runs. They stuffed both, and that was a big key for them coming into this game. They want to set up 3rd and long situations, and now those edge rushers can pin their ears back to get after the quarterback. They can mix up and disguise their coverages on the back end, hoping to create negative plays and takeaways.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. The offense comes back out with a new set of downs after the penalty. One back in the backfield, and they'll give it to him. Got a little grass. The 20. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, James Madison.
And to have a rushing touchdown of that type of yardage, you've got to be able to make something miss. It's one thing to get into the second level, but can you make that last defender miss? And you saw it on that play. Once he was in the clear with his speed, he was gone.
And the extra point is good. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. San Diego State trying to get things moving on this drive. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score, already down 14-7. Now moving to his right, looking for anyone that's open. Pulls it in. It's Sheffield. They finally get to him. What a play there to pick up the first down.
I know one of the things this offense takes a lot of pride in the passing game is they feel like they can attack every area of the field. They have success when they throw it outside, but they're really good throwing to the middle of the field too. Quarterback has confidence. There's really good timing in this passing game, and you saw it right there between the QB and his intended target, getting that big catch.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Throws to the wideout. And that 3rd down pass left a vapor trail, but it's incomplete.
They just have not been able to get this guy going. They've thrown it to him over and over again here in the first quarter, and QB and him just not able to link up. The defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking, but these two, they've got to find a way to get on the same page.
Throwing right. And it's batted away, and the 4th down play doesn't convert. They'll give up the football.
Man, those 4th down stops are so huge for momentum to turn the ball back to your offense. great pass defense, seeing the ball, breaking on it, swatting it down so the receiver couldn't make a play. Nice job by this defense.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
We'd love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Let's see what they do here on 3rd and short from the 41. Keeps it on the bootleg. Buys a little time. The throw. Fires to the tight end. Just outside the red zone as they pick up the first down. They'll spot it at the 22.
You know, there used to be a time in college football where tight ends were just possession receivers. You'd throw it to them and they would go down right away. Not this guy. That was a short throw. And then he shows you the athleticism once he has the ball in his hands. That's why he is such a tough matchup for any defense. Man, he's a problem.
Quick completion on the out route. And not much doing there as that defense runs him out of bounds.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick six. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
They'll send the tight end in motion. Pulls it on the option. And he couldn't find any room to breathe. What a great job on the run fits by this defense.
As an offense, you're okay with that. You're going to run option plays, and sometimes you're going to bust it big, but sometimes you don't necessarily read it correctly, get some positive yards, and then we come back and we do it all over again with different reads against the different defense.
They turn to the passing game on 3rd and short. Setting up the screen. He's got enough. It'll be a first down. They've got it at the 12.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on 3rd down and in the red zone. For this defense giving up a 3rd down like that, that is just a gut punch.
Looking downfield on 1st down. Quickly to the flat, the wide receiver screen. They'll get it down to the 8-yard line on that throw and catch, and the defense is backed up against the wall. They are lined up and ready to go and get things started here in the 2nd. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Looking for a man, it's Coleman. Makes a catch, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Dukes. He's doubled his touchdown output for the season in this game. 3 of his 6 have come in this one.
And this RB's been a weapon, man. How much fun is it to have a guy that can run in a touchdown, can catch 2? You can deploy him anywhere on the field. He's dangerous, and this defense, they better get locked in, man. Wherever he's at, whether he's catching it, running it, all eyes need to be on him.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, we're about to get another look at this San Diego State offense. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what...
Pulls it in on the right. They used a chunk play to cross midfield, and they've got it 1st and 10 just outside the 40. He goes right back to the air. Rolling to the right, trying to make something happen. Got him downfield. He works his way inside the 30 down to the 29 and picks up a first down.
Every drive is obviously important, but now that you've dug yourself a hole, this offense, they need to score here. Like, before the half, they need to move this ball down the field. Nice job in the passing game. Got to put a few together. Need to get some points to cut into this lead right before the half.
Pulls it on the option. Maybe some room here. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
The defense has got to do a better job with assignment football. Somebody has to be accounting for the quarterback on these run plays. You know you're going to see it. You've seen it on film. The option play, nobody home. He just takes off. That's an easy first down pickup for the offense. Moving forward now, the defense, they've got to settle in, and they've got to start playing better when it comes to assignment football.
Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. Looking to fire. Throws to the tight end. He just missed the target on that one. Got to put it on his body.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
He's brought down right at the 13-yard line. Still a ways to go to make it to the line to gain. Let's see what they do on 4th. And it looks as if they're going to try a field goal. No good. And after the miss, it's still a 14-point game.
Oh, man, the dreaded doink when you knock it off the crossbar. Those are ones where, man, just a couple inches to the other side, towards the middle, and that thing's...
There he goes! Brought down at the 31 after a pickup of 10 yards on that one.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Tight end now in motion. Set up for the first down play, and they're going to call a timeout and talk it over instead. And they'll have 2 left to work with here in the first half. It's 1st and 10 from the 31. They'll run play action. He's going to take a shot. A big-time catch along the sidelines. Got the foot down and an excellent throw, too. The defense's head may still be spinning. They're just outside the red zone now. 1st and 10 from the 22. Got his hand. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And that just shows you the team speed this defense has. As soon as they identify who's got the ball, they are around and surrounding that ball carrier so quickly.
Snagged out of the air. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. Ball's at the 24, a lot of confidence in their kicker from here, but they'd love to take it off of his foot and convert the first down. Gets it to him on the screen. No siree, not this time. The defense was there and ready for that one. Now on 4th down, they'll try to come away with 3. He's going to have to get into this one a little bit from 47 yards away. And that is no good. Missed the field goal, but still a 2-touchdown lead at 14.
Man, sometimes I just feel like 4th down, man. Just go for it every time. Like the field goal miss, make rate. And listen, kickers have improved the last couple of years, but you left some points off the scoreboard there.
First play of the drive, wants to throw. They're working that left side. Oh, he's got some space. Into enemy territory and out of bounds at the 48.
Well, this team found themselves in a hole really quickly. Good things need to start happening, and they got to happen now. There's a big play that the offense desperately needed. A big pitch and catch. That's going to give them some confidence. That hopefully shifts the momentum their way a little bit. They've got to cap this off now with a touchdown cut into their opponent's lead.
Moving into scoring territory at the 36 on 1st down. The option, he'll keep it. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
Lost one on that last one. It's 2nd and 11. Whistle blows. We are at the 2-minute timeout, and man, oh man, could these guys use a score to cut into this lead. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Back to pass. They're setting up the screen. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down.
Great job, too, by the QB there, holding the ball as long as possible, allowing the pass rush to get upfield, and at the very last second, getting it to his guy so that he can go get the 1st down.
The run inside. It's Mitchell.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Got it behind the line. It's Sheffield. Runs through a man. He might have some space. He'll be stopped at the 6-yard line, but what a job picking up yardage after the catch. And now a chance not only to cut into the lead, but play it just right, and maybe the other team doesn't even get a chance to answer. Got his man on the outside. Touchdown, San Diego State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And they tacked on the extra point. Bringing it out. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Looking downfield, it's Coleman. He wants to go deep. Fires into traffic, intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Boy, and that might be the break this defense needed right before the half. You're down. You need to make a play. They can't score any more points. This one could get out of hand now. You have set your offense up right before the half to make...
He'll take a shot. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
I know the offense came into this game expecting to have some success throwing the football, and right after getting a takeaway right outside of the red zone, they try to do just that. The one-on-one matchups are going to be there in this game. That time, though, the defense did a better job making a play, forcing the incompletion.
The play action fake. Gliding to the right, still trying to make a play. And he can't grab the bullet pass on 3rd down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Looking for the score. Intercepted to stop the threat. Got some room to run. Inside the 40, the 30, the 20. He's at the touchdown. Dukes took it all the way back to the house.
Yeah, and the free safety roaming the middle of the field, and you can see just reading the quarterback's eyes. And how about the break on the football, taking a great angle to pick it off and then do some damage and make the big play for this defense to score some points.
And he made the extra point without problem. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Inside 30 seconds to play in the half. We'll see how aggressive they are on this drive. Quarterback making adjustments. To the air on first down. Throws for the tight end. Pulls it in. It's Sheffield. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Wants to throw it again. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. They get the timeout called here and probably just enough time for 1 more snap to put up points before the half. And as the first half draws near to a close, here comes the field goal unit. It's good. He hit that one right down the middle. They cut into that lead. It's now 28-17. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, we welcome you into our palatial Orlando studios for the Week 3 edition of the EA Sports College Football Update Show. We start with a look at Western Kentucky, taking on the number 4 team, the Indiana Hoosiers. And it's the Hilltoppers, able to pull off the upset by just a score. Going to be fun to see how this changes up the rankings. It brings them to 2-2 on the season following a big road win. Here now, some other games you may have interest in, and social media has some sharp opinions about the state of things right now.
Guys, James Madison ready to go back on the attack. Back to throw, it's Coleman. Finds his man. At the 35, he's open. Really good job to pick up a chunk of yardage and get it out to the 39-yard line. New set of downs after the completion. Looking to throw on first down. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to fire on second down. It's complete to the right. He stopped right at the 50-yard line, but they'll move the chains. It's first down.
And we've seen him do it by land, right? They've been handing him the football, and he's been finding space, making some plays, and now he does it by air. They find him, throw him the football, proving to be a dual threat. This is a guy they like to feature in this offense because he'll continue to make big plays.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves him with 2nd and 4. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
And this offense is just, they've struggled to get in a rhythm. And I like they take a shot down the field, but interested to see how they can maybe get some easy completions for this quarterback and get him in a little bit of a rhythm.
The safe call on the wide receiver screen. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. The offense will gladly take a fresh set of downs after the penalty. A run for the quarterback. Can't get him to the ground. Could be an alley. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all the way. Touchdown, James Madison. No step back in Week 3. They have been sharp as they extend the lead.
And that's what makes this quarterback so dangerous, fellas. He can hurt you throwing the ball, but man, is he ever dangerous and explosive with his feet. You have got to be able to get this guy on the ground. If you don't, he has got way too much wiggle and speed. You saw it right there.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And with the extra point, they're on top by 18. They'll stop play for just a second to check on this injured Aztec. That is the freshman defensive end that they're very excited about. They're hoping that he's able to return to the game shortly. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Guys, let's see what adjustments this San Diego State offense has made this time. Using his legs, it's Mitchell. Crosses the 30 to the 31 and a 6-yard pickup.
You want to make play calling easy for an offensive coordinator? Run the ball like that every play. I mean, when you can run that on first down and set up a short yardage on second down, it makes play calling easy. Every single call on that sheet.
Finding some room. That defense got gassed, but they finally get him to the turf at the 47. And the Aztecs, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. Off the play fake on first down. He's going to take off. Gain of about 4 sets up a 2nd and 6.
When you have a quarterback that's this dynamic, you'd be stupid not to get him outside the pocket. Great job bootlegging to the right. Now I can throw the deep ball, I can throw some crossers, or I can run it and take off. It's really tough to defend the defense.
Breaks into the open. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. 3rd down conversions are huge, and they've got one, and they're at the 35. The Aztecs have their offense in high gear. Might be changing the route. Oh, and he can't hold the pitch, and the ball's loose. Oh, the offense lucky to fall on that loose football.
Man, those are backbreakers. Defensively, you get so excited. You force the fumble, I'm going to get a turnover, and the offense falls on the football.
To the air on 2nd down. Catch in the middle. It's Washington. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Seventh play of the drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Still moving to his right, trying to make a big play. Touchdown, Aztecs! They get it into the end zone to pay off that opportunity. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question, will they have enough time?
But that's step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, they now trail 35-24. So a well-executed 8-play, 75-yard drive. They're really spinning that wheel of fortune here. 2-possession game going for the onside kick here in the 3rd. The defense uses a timeout. That's their first. And that will leave them with just 2 timeouts to use the rest of the way. From inside the 15, chance for a good return. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Dukes offense, and we'll see what they have schemed up. This lead that they've been working with has dwindled to 2 possessions, and now they'll try to find a little breathing. Snags it, and he's open. The 50, the 40, past the 30, past the 10. Touchdown, James Madison. Once he got some room, it was over.
And that's what makes this guy so dangerous. You get him the ball early, and he can do all the work after the catch. Phenomenal job in the open field, uses the speed. It's a long touchdown. Man, it feels like an earthquake just went off here.
Yeah, and it's so nice to have that guy that you can find, and he can make all that damage after the catch. And I tell you what, as a defense, you got to respect it. You got to get more eyeballs on him and more attention to him.
Number 5, set to advance on the football.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. San Diego State takes over as the offense is ready to go to work. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was...
Here's a little room there. He's inside the 40. Running inside the 20. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, San Diego State.
Man, it's easy to call plays when I got guys like this who can take the ball and rip it 70-plus to the house. How about the speed? He showed you a little bit of wiggle. This dude's got it all. Nice touchdown run by the running back.
PAT unit on the field. Bangs it through for an extra point. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. They've got it to a 2-possession game, but now going for the onside kick here in the third quarter. They were ready for the onside kick and executed perfectly, and they secure the football.
Yeah, and I know you're down. I think it's always hard of when to pull the trigger, when to be aggressive. And listen, they decided it was time. It's the third quarter. Got to make something happen. Got to make a play. Unfortunately, it was just unsuccessful.
Dropping back, it's Coleman. He's going to let it go. They went for it all on first down. Didn't connect, but it gave the D something to think about. Backed up now. Here's second and long. Couldn't connect on first down. Now back to the air. And the quarterback runs out of time, and down he goes at the 38.
Well, that's not Lamar Jackson back there scrambling around. This is a guy the defense felt like if we can get him out of the pocket and flush him, we can get after him and chase him, bring him down. And they did that one pretty easy there and getting the sack.
On third and long, he's going to have to turn one loose downfield. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. And the Dukes will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Way back close to his end zone as he makes the catch. Coverage was all over him before he had a chance to breathe, and they knock him down deep in his own territory. We'll see what they can do on this drive as it starts at the 8. Looking for a gap. It's Sutton. Runs through the tackle.
And you gotta love this defensive performance so far. Done such a good job against the running back that you saw last week, man. He can go off. He can make big plays. He can chew some yardage up and keep an offense on schedule. Nice job by this defense locking in and shutting down the run game so far.
Finds his man. It's Sutton. Shows him the stiff arm. Makes the grab, but not quite enough for the first down, but a good gain on that play. Guys, this offense is already reeling down multiple possessions. Really need to cash in on this drive. Leaves it with the back. He was fighting his way toward those sticks, but they'll stop him a couple of yards short. They're getting to the line quickly and staying out there on fourth down. He just couldn't hold his water long enough in the line of scrimmage. It'll be a penalty. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Guys, look at this. They're going to gamble and go for it here on 4th and long. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Picked off. A turnover in their own end. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, you know, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. We've come to the break, and James Madison is on top. They're sitting in a strong position here with the lead. Let's take a look at our game summary. Here comes the fourth. Time to see who steps up, who makes the winning plays to take home that W. It'll be second down as we open the final stanza. Looking downfield, it's Coleman. Here's the pressure, and it's a sack.
And a great job by the defense, dropping in zone coverage, all eyes on the quarterback, taking away the options, and then finally the pass rush gets home, gets him on the ground.
And the last thing they need is to squander this great field position facing a 3rd and long. Makes the grab in their space. They stop him short of the sticks, and it'll be 4th down. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. From the right hash, and this distance makes that angle not quite so severe. Just drives it between the uprights. And they'll push that lead out a little further.
I really like the decision by this offense because now they got to score 2 touchdowns. Time is not on their side. I can stay very, very conservative, use that clock. I like the decision by this offense.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Aztecs offense makes its way onto the field to start this drive. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field and score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I would have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that.
Turning it on. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15. And the Aztecs racing to the line in a hurry-up.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man.
Throws it deep. He's got it down the field. Touchdown, Aztecs. And once he got away from the knee, they had no shot at catching it.
Man, that's a play this kid has been running ever since he was 7 years old at the park with his best friend, throwing go routes right down the field. I'm running by a guy, I'm looking back, locating the football, making the catch, and he does it in a big moment here in this game.
Here comes the 2-point try. He'll set up to throw. Pressure coming. He's on the move. He makes his way in for the 2, and now they trail by only 6. Quick strike offense on that 3-play scoring drive. And they cap things off with a touchdown pass from 59 yards out. Here's the return from inside his 10. He's able to work his way on the return up to the 23 before he steps out of bounds. James Madison's offense comes out ready to get this drive going. That last score the defense allowed made it a 1-possession game, and there is plenty of pressure to have a productive drive here. Good pickup, a little bit short of the sticks.
Yeah, and he runs a quick out route, and this is a timing route. Quarterback has to trust him, throw him the football. You can tell they've thrown this a time or two. Nice job, nice success.
Wants to throw. It's Coleman. And those two couldn't make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. They'll try to get the first through the air. Makes a catch. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Makes a grab and room to run. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. And let's hold on just a minute here as the officials are going to have a second look. And you know the standard is indisputable video evidence, and the officials will change the call. They've got a first down here. Want to start its bend to this season. We've got a great game here. Close ball game, fourth quarter. Couldn't ask for anything more. From the gun, they'll try the middle. Nowhere to go on that one. It'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Well, with the defense trailing, they're trying to dictate to the offense now. Really nice blitz call that time. Blowing the run play up for a huge loss. You're probably going to see that again. They're trying to find a way to create a takeaway, create negative plays, and get the ball back.
And screens are all about timing, right? You want to invite the defensive line to fly up the field, and then you want to throw it right over their head. And you could tell just a little bit off, and the defense got in there so quick, got the quarterback hit before he could really get his bearings and throw the screen.
Third and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down. The Dukes are flying down the field. Back to throw, it's Coleman. Complete. Makes the stop at the 23-yard line, but it's a pickup of 15. A first down, and this offense is smelling the end zone. And the Dukes go back to work after moving the chains through the air. Wants to throw on first down. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
A good job by this defense. Great job in the secondary. Eyes on the quarterback. They took away the first option, made him go to option 2, made him go through his progression, and then they got time to get home and get a hit on the quarterback.
The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage.
Well, give the defense credit on that one because they knew coming into this one that they were going to try to get this receiver the ball in a variety of ways. They were ready for the screen there, and they create a negative play.
Going to look downfield again. Escapes the pressure going right. And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed.
We talk about having to have it. We needed to force the turnover. We had to get the football back. They're in such a good position to run out the clock, try to win. No, sir. Our ball, first down.
Defense right there to stop him in his tracks, and they get nothing on that play.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you...
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. The DBs and linebackers are playing zone, they're playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Now third and long and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. They've got the screen set up. And that one looked great on the grease board, but when they blow it up like that, the defense is going to win every time.
Defenses understand I got to take away my throwing lanes and then react to that running back. What does the QB do? Checks the ball down, thinks his running back can make the play in space. The defense says absolutely not. Breaks on the football.
He'll loft one deep down the left side. Oh, he dropped it. Just didn't look it all the way in, and they'll turn it over on downs. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. So close to that end zone. He could almost taste it, but it'll be 1st and goal for this offense.
When the offense can run the football and you can feature a guy like this that will get more yards than's blocked, that you can really depend on, hangs on to the football, like it makes offense super easy.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Dukes. They push the lead out here in the 4th quarter and close to getting back on track and going 2-1. Timeout taken by the offense is their 2nd. Now the brain trust will go to work on both sidelines.
And, you know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
And the point after is good. From inside his own 15, trying to follow his blockers. Finds just enough space to cross the 25. Let's mark it at the 27-yard line. This drive will start at their own 27-yard line. Looking to throw on 1st down. He'll try to do it himself. He can't find anybody. It'll be incomplete as the defense does a really good job in coverage.
It's been tough for this QB in this one. Very small windows to throw into, and he's been under some duress as well. It's hard to find a rhythm as a QB in those types of situations, and that's why it appears as though his team's going to be leaving here with an L.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection this time. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. 3rd down conversion's always a huge stat, and they've got a 3rd and long from the 27. From the gun, wants to pass. Stepping to the right. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the left. Gets the ball right to the 50-yard line, and that'll be enough for a 1st down. Clock stops momentarily for the 1st down. They'll hurry to the line.
If you're going to complete these in-breaking routes over the middle of the field, it's really important as a quarterback you don't stare the...
And the defense gets home and makes a play at the 37-yard line.
Well, here we are late in the game, and this secondary, they are still covering. They forced the QB to hold on to it, and then he bailed out trying to buy himself more time. And because he couldn't get rid of the football so quickly early, that allowed the pass rush to get to him.
The Aztecs now with a long way to go to pick up the 1st down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. A deep throw as the clock winds down. What a spectacular grab there as they try to finish this game with a little something to feel good about. And the Aztecs have it with a 1st and 10. Wants to go right back downfield. Unleashes one deep. And good coverage and better hands by the defender to knock it down in the end zone. Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Got it. Into the end zone for a touchdown. And here in the final minute, they still have a chance.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
Here's the snap, looking to throw. Fired that thing out in a heartbeat, but it's incomplete.
Yeah, and the defense comes up with the stop, and you just wonder, the analytics world and all that stuff, that whatever the card says to do, you're supposed to do. I wonder if they were listening to that card.
And you're just waiting for that right bounce, that right skip for that ball to get 10 yards to try to make something happen and make a miracle come to fruition. And, Palmer, it's not going to happen. The defense's hands team, they were ready, they were dialed in, and they get the football back.
Yeah, they fall.
He's into the open down the middle. He is in. Touchdown, Dukes. That lead's a little more comfortable now as they close in on a victory here in week 3.
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
And he tacks on the extra point.
James Madison, 59. San Diego State, 45.
From inside his own 15, looking for a crevice. He'll be brought down at the 22-yard line. Good coverage on that one. His return is stopped short of the 25. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the wideout. Got a man. It's busted. Finally corralled, but not before. He picked up the first down. One big play to get it up near midfield. Now they're in business at the 47. To the air on first down. He wants a big play here late. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. The Aztecs peeled off a huge chunk of yardage through the air and now back to the line. Looking to throw on first down. Moving out to the right. Going for it all. Got it. He's forced out of bounds inside the 5 at the 4, and they save the touchdown, at least for now. And here we go. Final play of the game right here. He wants to throw it. Unleashes to the end zone. And he's got it for the late touchdown, but probably a little too late, barring just an epic finish.
And that sure feels like too little, too late. This offense, they needed to score and execute faster, but there's not enough time to me, man. This feels like this one's over.
Well, every coordinator has a couple of 2-point plays in his back pocket. They dialed one up there. They didn't get it. Let's see how that affects the outcome of this one.
The hands team doing its job, and that's going to do it for this one.